From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Andrea Lutz. New at this hour and just breaking in the Gallatin County area, Fish, Wildlife and Parks confirm a bear attack has occurred in the Madison Range. Now, investigators are on scene, but details are scarce. We'll have more on that story online. But first, a landmark infrastructure bill with bipartisan support is pushed through Congress overnight. Here's today's leading look. 19 Republicans joined Senate Democrats to pass the deal. The package calls for $1 trillion in spending, including $550 billion for roads, bridges, internet access, and clean drinking water. Well, trustees with Missoula County Public Schools voted to require students and staff wearing masks for the first 6 weeks of the upcoming school year. The proceedings saw hours of debate. In Bozeman, it is still undecided if students will be required to wear a mask this school year, but classes are starting August 30th. And wildfire smoke from Russia has made it to the North Pole. This image from NASA shows smoke blanketing the country. NASA says the smoke traveled nearly 2,000 miles to reach the North Pole. And that's today's leading look.
Well, it's very dry out there, and we could see those winds gusting anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour this afternoon through the evening. That's why we still had that fire weather warning in effect for areas shaded in red, including Yellowstone County, Treasure County, Petroleum County, over to Rosebud County, where we do have the Richard Spring wildfire going on right now, and that could cause problems down to the south. Winds blowing in from the north, pushing that smoke down to near Sheridan, also near Gillette, where the air quality is not that good. Rest of the area, we're looking okay. We're going to say anywhere from good to fair quality in terms of our air quality out there. High pressure dominating. Will it loosen its grip and give us any rain? Details coming up.
The Northern Cheyenne Tribal School Gymnasium in Busby, Montana has been turned into a Red Cross evacuation shelter for those forced to flee their homes due to the Richard Spring fire.
Last night at the shelter we had 50 people. So we're providing all meals, sheltering, toiletries. We're providing all basic necessities.
The shelter is planning to be operational for the next 3 to 5 days, but it's currently running on a backup generator due to power outages. All evacuees who had pre-existing medical conditions were transported to Billings, where they could be properly looked after. As for the Richard Spring fire itself, it is estimated at 150,000 acres, and a Type 2 incident management team is transitioning to take over firefighting efforts. Crews began working on setting up containment lines last night, but there are still no containment numbers. All evacuations and evacuation warnings are still in effect. In Busby, Brandon Warren, MTN News.
COVID-19 cases are surging in Flathead County, leading to a dramatic increase in hospitalizations.
More than 90% of our patients who are hospitalized are unvaccinated.
A steep incline in COVID-19 cases and a cause for major concern. Logan Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Doug Nelson says a high number of unvaccinated residents in Flathead County are catching and spreading the virus at a high rate. As of Tuesday, Flathead County reports 624 active cases of COVID-19, while only 40% of the eligible population is fully immunized.
The virus mutates over time and results in variants that may become less infectious or less dangerous, but may become more infectious and more dangerous. And the Delta variant is an example of that.
Dr. Nelson says Logan Health has seen a steady increase in hospitalizations over the summer.
Yes, we certainly are seeing an uptick in COVID hospitalizations. Really, we went from 1 or 2 patients in the hospital a month or 2 ago to having consistently 20 to 25 patients in the hospital each day.
Dr. Nelson says his staff is worried about large gatherings becoming super spreader events for the Delta variant, including the upcoming Northwest Montana Fair in Kalispell starting next week.
And we're concerned about that. We're making plans to try to accommodate that sort of additional demand. no question about it that that's a concern for us.
Dr. Nelson says the safest way for residents to protect themselves, their family, and friends from COVID-19 is to get fully vaccinated against the virus.
In terms of people who've been fully immunized against COVID in the United States, they have more than a 99.99% chance of not needing to be hospitalized and not dying from COVID.
In Kalispell, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Up next, Miller Robson's back in with another look at today's Forecast Plus. Here's to 50 years. We're taking you to Helena to learn just how impactful one center has been for a whole 5 decades. We'll be back.
The MTN Noon News continues right after this.